Do you expect that cost is going to increase?
Will continue to increase, yes, I would say so. Once again, I would say, as we've said in the previous numbers, that some of that has involved costs around the setting up of the oil response, but some of it is ongoing.
Minister, how are the liability talks going?
They're ongoing, and don't really want to get into any details there, but those discussions continue between the various legal teams, and I'd like to leave it there.
Bruce, question for you. Is it safe for Selvers to be on board with the new fracture ahead of the bridge overnight? I mean, you had Selvers brought off about 11:30 or something last night. Is it okay for the guys to stay on board overnight, or are they just choosing to come on shore?
When they anticipated the bad weather, they came off, and that was mainly around not being able to get off should they need to at night. With the conditions like this, they are anticipating leaving a team on board overnight, especially if pumping operations are started. They'll need to be there to maintain and keep the pumps going in those systems.
So you had guys come off last night. Was that for any particular reason at all? Or?
It was mainly that at that stage they didn't have any of those systems that needed to be kept ongoing, and so there was nothing for them to do at that stage.
Bruce, I was just hoping, with the two systems you've got going, with that hot tab, so are you planning to get that going, you know, at some stage soon while there's still water essentially in that passageway?
Yes. So the Spitzer will undertake that hot tapping process. They have all the equipment here already, so they'll start that as soon as they can with the divers operating inside the underwater in that passageway, and that's going to be the first part, get that going and the like. It's not an easy process. Remember, cutting through the deck plating, which is a couple of inches thick, so they're going to put a decent hole in there. So they're hopeful that they can start that process today, and they'll work on that over that period.
How big is that hole you talk about, that flange? How big is that?
Quite small.
Just enough to get a pipe through.
What they're doing is they don't need to get a pipe through because they put on a flange, a circular part with which they bolt on, and then because they're actually putting water into it, the oil floats up to the top, and then it's through that pressure that the oil can be extracted out of the hose.